This is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls.
Welcome to Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. I'm Alice from Melbourne. I'm 10 years old, and I'm interviewing Priscilla Chan, who is a narrator of last week's episode of Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. If you haven't heard last week's episode, now's a good time to go back and check it out. Priscilla, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Priscilla Chan. I am a lot of things. I'm a mom, I'm a pediatrician, I'm a teacher, and now I run an organization called the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, where we try to make science better so that we can keep people healthy. We try to make education more interesting and exciting for students so that they can be their best selves in school. And we try to be part of building a world where everyone has the opportunity to grow up and be the best version of themselves.
What is a problem you saw as a child that you set out to fix as an adult?
When I first got to college, I was completely lost. No one in my family had ever gone to college before. And I realized how lucky I was and how I needed to give back to ensure that other kids like me had that opportunity. So I ran an after-school program in a poor community, really close and very similar to where I grew up. And I tried to make a difference by helping kids with their homework. But quickly I realized that it wasn't just homework. Kids needed to be able to have healthy food, to be able to see their doctor when they were sick, and to be safe. What I saw working in that community was that kids weren't always safe, and sometimes kids didn't have a grown-up looking out for them. And for the rest of my career, I want to be that grown-up, looking out for kids to make sure that they're okay. And so sometimes that means I'm a teacher, and sometimes that means I'm a doctor. And now I try to represent that voice of the little kid who is scared and doesn't know what to do next. And that's what we're trying to change at the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative.
Like Ruth, you were the first woman in your family to graduate from college. How did it feel to accomplish that on behalf of your family?
It was really hard. There were challenges that my family just didn't understand. I didn't always have someone to turn to. But the amazing thing is that people from all different places step up when you ask for help. And I felt proud of myself, but also grateful for the village that it was around me that made that happen.
Tell us an amazing fact that still inspires you today.
My family, we're Chinese, but my grandparents and my parents were born in Vietnam. And when the war happened in Vietnam, it was unsafe for them to be there. And my grandparents did something incredibly brave. To give their kids a better life, they snuck them out of their house in the middle of the night in the dark and put them on a little boat and hoped and prayed that that boat would take them to safety. And it did. My parents were both on little boats that floated off to neighboring countries where they were able to reach a refugee camp and eventually welcomed into the United States as refugees and given an opportunity to contribute and live the American dream.
Thanks, Priscilla. Rebels, tune in next week for a new episode on Eagle Huntress, I Shall Pan No Gayu, read by marathon runner Lowry Morgan. If you like this show, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen and share it with all your friends. Stay rebel!